everybody, welcome to week 2 of Spiritual Disciplines, and this week you're actually going to get a few videos, and this first video is going to be on spiritual formation. I hope you had a good time this whole first week, kind of get a big picture introduction to what Spiritual Disciplines is, and I hope you're excited to go on this journey because it is a journey, and it's something that's going to take place over time. It's not going to take place in 1 day, 2 days. You are beginning a journey that's going to change your life forever. And one of the big parts about this class is that we want to take time for spiritual formation. And it's going to take place in your life every single day. But I want to share something with you, share a nugget, share a thought that could really help change your mindset. So I'm just going to share a quick little devotion with you, and we'll get into the lesson a little bit later. Like I said, there's going to be 2 other videos. One, I'll do an introduction about myself, and the third one will be our lesson for this week. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Hebrews chapter 12, verses 7 through 11. And it reads like this. It says, "Endure hardship as discipline. God is treating you as his children. For what children are not disciplined by their father? If you are not disciplined, and everyone undergoes discipline, then you are not legitimate, not true sons and daughters at all. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them for it. How much more shall we submit to the Father of our spirits, and live? They disciplined us for a little while as they thought best, but God disciplines us for our good, in order that we may share in his holiness. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it." Now, a common word throughout this entire scripture is the word discipline. In other version, it's the word chastising. The word chastening in verse 11 is actually the Greek word paideia, and it's taken from the Greek word paius, the word for a child. However, when it becomes the word paideia, it refers to child rearing, child discipline, or the process of transforming an undisciplined child into a disciplined child. Now, I wouldn't sit here and call any of us children, yet there are many areas in our lives that we look deeper that we could act like children, and it could be in the area of our finances. Maybe there's areas where God's telling us not to spend money, but we spend anyways, trying to throw a fit, saying maybe we earned it, we deserve it, but it's going above our means. But we could also be undisciplined in other areas. It could be in our thought life. Maybe we haven't trained our mind to take certain thoughts captive, and in that way, we're acting like a child. Or maybe even in our physical life, there could be areas where it's hard for us to push away that meal, push away certain things. I don't know if maybe this was a year that you really wanted to do something. Whatever it might have been, it's going to take discipline. This year, I really set out to grow in 3 different areas of my personal life, and that was in the area of teaching. This is actually my 2nd class. Started teaching Bethany this year. Graduated 12 years ago, but put it on pause. But I'm reading a lot of books about teaching, communication. Another area is in the area of my finances. So I've been reading books, taking courses, living on a budget, learning how to save, paying things off. And lastly, another area I wanted to grow in is in the area of being a good husband. So I made that a really intentional part of my year as well. But I don't know what it might be with you. I don't know, there might be an area in your life that's a little bit undisciplined. Could be your study life, could be, the way you are with your time. Our flesh wants to push certain things away. Our flesh does not want us to be disciplined. And whether you like it or not, you actually are disciplined in certain areas that we don't even know about. It's subconsciously we do things we've learned. However old you are, you've learned how to be that way, develop habits over time that you may or may not even be aware that you do on a daily basis. So our whole goal with these disciplines, these spiritual disciplines, is to break those habits and create new ones. This verse goes in to say that discipline doesn't feel, and this word discipline was used almost like in every verse once or twice, and it says it doesn't feel good. The flesh doesn't want anyone forcing discipline on it. It's like a child who must be taught to obey. So you and I, we must be taught to be obedient, because it doesn't come natural. It's not in our natural way of living to just be obedient. We want to do what the flesh wants to do. And it doesn't necessarily mean sin, but there could be things that are slowing us down from drawing closer to God. So this whole idea of discipline is that we're reteaching certain areas of our body, of our thought. Could even be in the idea of how we spend money, which really determines a big part of our heart. You know, what we say. That all plays a huge part with us being disciplined. And it's not attractive to be disciplined, but it'll change the course of your life. It'll change decisions that you make. It'll really change who you are. And this verse says it doesn't feel good, but later on. So look for that later on. Even just you taking this course, you taking the time to listen to this devotion, you taking the time to do the reading, doing the homework, you're on a great start. You're building a new set of disciplines within your life. This whole verse could be interpreted like this. It says, no discipline feels pleasant or enjoyable at the time it is happening, but later on, it produces long-awaited righteous fruit in the lives of those who are willing to undergo the discipline required to attain it. So just wanted you to think about this for a quick minute. This whole word discipline, let it ring in your mind. God is taking you through the process of being an undisciplined child into a disciplined child.